to Pancake. She's gonna help us with critiques tonight. This is my cat Pancake. She's baby. She's baby. Can you disable the elevator on your stream? She's baby. I'm gonna go on cam for this so you guys can see my face and Pancake. She says hello to everybody. Hi, Priz. Trippy, thank you so much for the biddies and the funny number. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started. Sorry if I look like a crazy mess today. I'm just kind of in my jammies and I got some food and I forgot to get a fork with my food. Yikes. Give me another second. I forgot to get a fork. Oops. That's a hot mess. Hold on, guys. Okay, alright, forget. Sky is stinky, cute, talented, wholesome, sweet. Pick a number. Roll D1000. 77. Uh-oh, generator boy, what are you doing? What are you heckin' doing with that? What are you heckin' doing with that? Alright, I'm gonna post on Twitter. And the community art showcase now. Now on stream. Alright. Community art showcase! Let's close all this stuff out. Look at these textures. Get this stuff out of here. Alright. Well, I'll leave a blank page open because I might demo some art stuff. Election source hasn't been specified. Okay. So I'll leave this page open in case I want to demo, but let's head over to the internet and let's go over to Discord and let's see what you guys have submitted this week for the community art showcase. Let's do that. Let's do that. Zan, thank you. You guys always notice whenever I take a shower. It's cute. I'm so crummy. Alright, the theme is shadows, my friends. The theme is shadows. Wait, hang on. Where's the community art showcase time? Alright. Trippy, thank you! Thank you for the bids! Oh my cute! Okay. Alright, friends. Let us go over. Welcome back, Phil, just in time for the community art showcase. Welcome back. Alright. If this is your first, ow, Cheesy, don't punch me, Cheesy. If this is your first community art showcase, I'm gonna tell you the rules and how it works. I'm gonna show off. Heckies, thank you so much for the bids. What the heck? Funny numbers bids. Thank you, Trippy. Thank you, Harrison. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Wait a second, Generator Boy. Also, thank you for the biddies. Thank you too. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. We're gonna figure out the next theme together this stream. We're gonna vote on it. So, community art showcase. Rule number 1. First off, we're gonna be showcasing art that is made by members of the community here. Submitted on our Discord. Exclamation point Discord. Everybody is welcome to join. We are closed for this showcase, but you can submit for next week's showcase once we announce the theme, and you can submit to it. The theme is shadows this week. If you see, I'm gonna show art on the screen, and if you see this critique requested appearing on the screen, that means that critique is the art piece on the screen is open to critique. Now there are a couple of rules to critique. One, we want to make sure everything is constructive and positive and helpful. You know, we don't want to just say, I don't like it, I don't like the feet. Well, why didn't you like the feet? You could say like, okay, maybe like I think you could try this or that. So constructive criticism only, very important. If you like something about it, be sure to kind of frame things in a positive way. You know, if you don't like something, make sure you add, you know, 2 other parts of the piece that you do like, that you think the artist did something very strongly on. Can I be unconstructive towards my own art? Yes, you totally can. I'm gonna be honest. You can be unconstructive to your own art. That's totally fine. I do that to myself, my own art, all the time. Absolutely. So we want to be constructive, we want to be wholesome, we want to support. The whole goal of the critique is to uplift each other and to help each other improve as artists. Why don't we, since Liz rated in, why don't we start with Liz's? And then I will roll back up to the top of the list. We have some really good submissions, and some of them are really spooky, so I'm pretty excited to show off these pieces. All right. So, let's see. Another character piece, because it's all I want to do. This is Gray. Hang on. Let me bring up my Chromidome. Here we go. This is Liz Star's piece from Liz Star. Okay. Because it's all I want to do. That's the first thing I'm going to... You know, when you say that, Liz, that's the first thing I'm going to give you critique on. Because all you want to do is character pieces, so you know I'm going to challenge you to do something other than character pieces, and I feel like that is might be what I want to challenge you guys to do for the next thing. We'll see. He's the protagonist of my books. That's awesome. Critiques welcome and requested. I love suggestions on how to do the highlights. Okay, am I styling a way to look good? Okay, all right. So you want to work on highlights? Okay. I think my shadow work looks nice. Everything else is blah. Laugh my ass off. Okay, this is also kind of a redraw of a super terrible old piece art from 2016. Okay, and here's the old piece for example. Massive improvement. Holy my moly. Massive improvement. This is the 2016 piece, and this is the current piece. So massive improvement. Okay. All right. You are not too late. Hello, welcome on in. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Katsume. Luna Pander says, I love the intense shading. It kind of looks like it comes out of a comic book. Yes, I like that too. I like that. The black shade and the red top. I do like that a lot. You know what I really like? I like this line right here. The thickness of that line really showing that there's like a shadow dropping there. It sort of looks like, is this a light source, this thing right here? This looks like it could be a light source. Yeah, that line is awesome. I really like that line. That's one of my favorite things about this. I liked how the character sort of like lit up against the background as well. Let's see. So Liz wants to know about highlights. Okay. So, here's what I will say about highlights. Now, so when I see what you're working with here, that's holding a lantern. Okay. You're working with the flat colors, and then you're doing the thick lines to show the shading. Yeah, I'm starting with Liz because Liz rated just a little bit ago, and then I'm going back to the start. So misses, you haven't missed anything. Thank you, P. Appreciate that. So you're doing flat colors lines, and then you kind of have some white lines on the highlights, which look nice. However, if I can show you, I'm gonna bring this piece into Paint Tool Sai. I'm gonna show you something here. So whenever we start with the base of flat colors, what we have to do is add shadows on top of it. However, what you can do is instead of working from the flats, you can make a new layer, set it to multiply, turn the opacity somewhere between like 50 or whatever, and get like a nice purple or a blue. And now we have shadows on top, okay? So now we're not working with the flats anymore. Now we have shadows on top. And so when you do this, what you can do is erase areas to show the light. Okay, so this is called reductive shading rather than additive shading, because we're not adding the shading layer on top, we are reducing the layer that we have to show the light source. And this type of shading can be really helpful for whenever you want to do more dramatic lighting, like for example from the glow of a lantern in the darkness. So we think about all the areas of the face where the lantern may hit, the lantern lighting may kind of hit, and you know, you just kind of get a rough idea where the character might have lighter areas, and you can see that like what you can do with this sort of type of shading is create a more dramatic sense of darkness, right? So learn something new. Heck yeah, there you go. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys, something new. That's helpful. So when you have reductive shading, it creates a stronger sense of darkness, and therefore you have a stronger sense of highlights. So highlights and shadows are intertwined. You can't have good highlights if you don't have good shadows, right? So you gotta have good darks and you gotta have good lights. Think of it as like photography. In photography, they teach you when you're doing film development class, they teach you to get, you know, the blackest of the blacks, the richest blacks, and you also want the lightest, purest whites. So you want to have both of those in your photo, but you also want to have the in-betweens as well, right? I think I already have good shadows, I think, right? So I really love your shadows here, but I think you can push them even further. Oh, I love the song. The sun is shining on me. So I think you can push your shadows further, you know, by thinking, okay, let's take it even up a notch. And I think that honestly, where I'm looking at this piece with you, Liz, I really like this area right here. You see how the legs sort of like taper off with the blackness? I love that. I feel like that's a really great way to show not only the form of the object fading off into the shadows, but also it's kind of like a nice and clever way to like kind of push certain elements of the drawing out and into the shadows and certain elements in. So I really do like that because, you know, it's like this area is covered by shadows because the lantern is the only thing illuminating the character. You could push your shadows even further, and I think at the point where you're at, Liz, would be, I think it would be, you might want to start looking at reference material and start like really kind of interpreting from reference material and look at heavy light and heavy drop shadows on certain things. Because I think you're kind of at the point where making him, or he looks sinister, pushing your shadows a little bit further, but you gotta know where to put them, and that's where looking at photos and looking at photo reference will really come in handy. So like, basically you take everything that you have here and you really amplify it. Like, where does the light hide? Where does the light go? A good example, and you know what I would challenge you to look at, would be noir paintings or noir photography. Hang on, let me Google search this, but let me do it not with the screen up because there might be nudity. Hang on. So like noir portrait photography. Okay, I have safe search on, so we're good. Okay. All right. So noir photography, right? So let's look at, like, for example, this guy. So you see how it's like, it's really, you're just working with really just black and white, and you're really looking at where the light falls in the character. You know, these kind of old photographs like this as well are great examples. Get out of the way, pumpkin. You see how like there's a really hard shadow to kind of frame the face is lighter, the shadow underneath is darker, the hair, you know, has really nice highlights and stuff, and really the highlights and the shadows are super intertwined. So working in black and white I think might be a really good challenge for you. I would give you that challenge. I'm eating brown rice, split peas, carrots, and beef. Quote unquote, it's Gardein. Solid black shadows in the piece? Yeah, I do like the solid black shadows a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, help makes the form of the character pop. Hi, Manatee, nice to see you, hello! Good luck with your midterm. So what do you think, Liz? Do you feel that do you have any questions about your critique? Do you feel like, do you get what I'm putting down? That sort of thing? Like, how you feel about it? I'm like a grazing herbivore. I'm just constantly eating. Very helpful. Okay, cool. All right. So, I think what I would challenge you for now. Vel says one thing to keep in mind, which may not be intuitive to a studying artist right off the bat. Yeah, a lot of those golden era cinema approaches, they did. That's true. They did use multiple light sources for great effect. That's absolutely true. Now you can see that here, where there's a light source from the behind that illuminates the hair, there's a light source in the front that illuminates the face. But you see the basic idea with these. You know what I mean? Basic idea is, we want to accentuate those shadows because we want to start to study the forms of the character. Want me to throw in submit a bit an editing piece to the Discord? Absolutely, please do. Please do, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see you submitting your art. Thank you so much because you've improved so freaking much. And honestly, one of my best pieces of advice too for just continuing improvement is to just keep drawing. Liz, draw every day. Every day, draw something new. It doesn't have to be something you like. It's okay if you don't like it. Draw something new every day, you know, keep at it, keep doodling, keep drawing, try different things, different medium, different style, different brushes. I also really love how you did the white right here on the thing here. I like how the white outline is sort of tied in the piece, and like this area here. Also, your signature is really cool. I love your signature. Looks friggin' amazing. I love it. Yeah, Liz has done art on stream before too. Yeah, Liz does art on stream occasionally. I like the white outline too. Yeah, I like that. that like kind of might make the light from the lantern stand out. Like with this white outline, it looks like he's sort of glowing, but if you only have the white outline on like this kind of sort of shading effect only coming from the lantern and not from this side of the character, I think that would also amplify the effect as well. Mm-hmm. I don't have no space. I can sneak it in there. But it was the only spot that it seemed to work for this piece. Yeah. Yeah, on that side. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would amplify the effect of the lantern. Yep. 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for a whole year. Yeah, just repetition and drawing every day will make a huge difference. You know? Alright. Give it up for Liz! You're amazing! I love it, and I love your character. He's so cool. What's his name? His name's Gray. I like it. Alright, let's roll back up to the top. We got some spoopy ones. Alright, the next one is Soensi with critique requested. Playing with landscapes and lighting in general, which I love to see. Okay. Alright, Soensi. He's a sad, pathetic man! No! Why is he sad? Why is he a sad, pathetic man? He seems so cool. Amplify that. Amplify that persona, that personality in the art, right? If he's a sad, pathetic man, make him have like bags under his eyes, make him look depressed. I don't know. Like you can show a lot visually with the character, you know what I mean? And you kind of did already have that too. You had he does have little lines under his eyes. He has a sort of gauntliness here, which I like. He does look pretty sad. You could take it even further. You could even like change the color on his eyes, you know? Yeah, he does look pretty sad. It's gray hair. I want to give him a hug. He needs a hug. Alright, this is Soensi's piece. Soensi's here. Usually give him eyebrows. I kind of like the hair over his eyes. That's like an emo look, you know what I mean? So Soensi working with landscapes. Oh, hiccups! Talking and eating makes me have hiccups. I'm gonna make him look anxious. I think you did that really well. He looks really anxious. He looks unsure, and I like how he's looking up. It's like he might hear something coming from the corner, and he's not sure what it is. It's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Poor Gray needs a hug. You did a really great job with that, Liz. It's awesome to see your work. You've been improving so much. It's wonderful to see. It's absolutely wonderful. Oh, Pancake! You almost stepped in my food. Hello. No, you're totally fine. You're not distracting. You submitted just like everybody else. I just want to pop you up because I know you raided in, and I really appreciate the raid. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so Soensi excited to be critiqued. Okay, so Soensi, first off, the first thing that I want to say to you is I'm proud of you for doing landscapes. That is awesome. Because it's something that a lot of us avoid for a very long time in art because landscapes can be really intimidating. And I'm proud of you for doing art without a character in it. That's something that is super brave and really, really awesome because landscapes, backgrounds are so important. It's really important to consider and think about the art piece as a whole, not just a character and then just the background be secondary. We don't want to do that. We want to consider the background and the character with equal consideration and presentation, right? And I think that's awesome that you're delving into that. Yeah, I love this. I really like this. Can I also talk about the composition? So you know what I really like about this piece? It's sort of like, so it looks like we kind of have almost like a sort of halfway point here for the horizon, but it's a little bit off, and I kind of like that. I like, it looks like the top has a little bit more space to it than the bottom. It's like kind of half, but not quite there, and I sort of like that division in the canvas. I also really, really like how up here at the shading area, you have this nice, like, kind of almost muddied purple color, and then you have this sort of purple color contrasted by the orange and the yellow moon, which is, or the yellow sun, I should say, complementary colors and stuff like that. I know, Soensi has is so wonderful. I like the tree here. I also like how you kind of framed it with these hills. It's very interesting. Yeah, the blending of the sunset colors is really nice, you know? And then we have this sort of lightning storm happening here in this cloud, and then we have this grass here. Okay, so critique time. Critique time. What I think would help bring it some depth is to bring those colors from that sun kind of into the, you know, into the tree here on the edge, you know, kind of show some more grass blades here, You know, let's get a little bit of this kind of like sunrise sort of trickling into the foreground, just a little bit to kind of meld it a little bit better. The cloud has a very... Oh, I know! Is this like based on the movie Nope? Is this based on Nope? Because it does look like Nope. The cloud being kind of sharp edged, but yeah, that's why I'm asking if it's based on Nope, because Nope had that sort of particular shape for the cloud and had a reason for it. And I'm wondering if this is based on Nope. No, Nope it isn't. Okay, all right. Nope it isn't. So, what I would think here, in that case, I think that the cloud is I would agree with Zan, is that the cloud is kind of sharp edged, yeah. The cloud's pretty sharp edged, and it kind of stands out in the composition because it's such a particular shape. Get the whole piece. So the cloud's like a very particular shape, and then you kind of have, I like how you did the lightning effect in the cloud. I really like that. Sort of the soft highlights here to highlight the shape of the clouds. The lightning going through looks amazing. But then the cloud has this very kind of hard edge shape, and it kind of really is opaque. It's an opaque cloud, you know? The lightning effect of the cloud's really cool, and the sun color reflected on it is good, but I would suggest adding a few more dark spots. Okay. Okay. So, how do we approach clouds, right? Let's talk about clouds. Bye, Gray. Alright. So, let's get a background. Alright, here's our sun. Now, make a new layer. There's a couple ways you can do this. I actually made a watercolor brush that is sort of like this and soft is a nice brush for clouds, but you could even take it a step further by messing around with it, and I actually have a brush that I made for clouds. Uh-oh, where is it? Did I delete it? Here it is. Oh, I kind of mucked it up though, didn't I? Whoops. Sky. Tries to show off cloud brush. Sky. Deletes cloud brush. Anyway, we'll just use this basic watercolor brush. Alright, so... I'm making circular motions like this when I make clouds. I'm going like this, right? So, I'm trying to think like clouds are going to be denser in the inside and they're going to be a little bit lighter on the outside. Alright. Clouds can form in a lot of different shapes, and one of the best ways to kind of illustrate them is to look at references of clouds. These are like storm clouds, so they're gonna be like kind of dark, you know what I mean? I use Paint Tool Sai, but also Clip Studio I use sometimes too. And then this is like a really big cloud up here. And then, so you have this sort of dark base of the clouds, and then I'm gonna take the sort of yellow, or the orange from this sun, you know, and you can kind of, like similar to how you're shading this with the lighting, you know, you make some lighting that sort of accentuates some of the cloud shapes. You know what I mean? Like that. Like, boom. Once again, like this. Little circles. Little circles with your hand movements. One of the best things, and then I'm also taking some kind of like purple, or maybe I would take a blue, and I would add some more kind of fluff to it as well. You know, you could try this with a bunch of different brushes. If you have other brushes that you want to make clouds with, you can use like a paintbrush. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be in a watercolor, but playing with texture when you're making clouds is really, really helpful. It's always fun to do. Another thing that I like to do when I'm making clouds is taking the sky color and actually using the sky as a way to highlight the shape of the cloud. Right, so I draw the sky around the cloud, actually. I paint it in around the cloud, rather than just laying the cloud on top. I like to do that. Mithril, how are you doing today? Welcome on to Community Art Showcase, how are you? So, a lot of different ways to draw clouds. One of the best things I'd recommend doing is looking at references of clouds and trying to draw them. Looking up also like really nice old oil paintings. Those guys, you know, they used to love to draw clouds, like Thomas Eakins and those artists. ways you can draw clouds, you know? And you can make them more opaque. It absolutely will work. I think in this particular piece, if you added a few other ones to sort of fill up this composition a little bit, because... Oh, hello! Mom, welcome on in. Thank you so much for following. Welcome, welcome. Whenever you make a strong shape, we gotta think about why that shape is the shape that it is and where it fits in the canvas, right? Do you see the little down four? Oh, yeah, I didn't even see that. So it's like this right here. Oh, nice! I like that! So, I would think... And this is meant to be like a sudden thing. You know, you could have like one side of it cloudy, kind of rolling across the atmosphere. Makoto Shinkai. Yeah, exactly. Have you ever considered that your name in Japanese would be Sora? What? I'm literally Sora. Dude. That's kind of cool. Army says, yeah, dark spots show the perspective of it. So it's Makoto Shinkai, the artist that does these clouds that sort of they show the cylindrical nature of the sky. There's another thing to note. What I would consider with clouds. And I will show you solid clouds for this one. How do clouds shape the sky that we see? Let's get some darker clouds, and this is like more cartoony. Uh-oh, where'd my music go? YouTube! My God. Let's just put on this. Okay. Take care, Sailor Spud! Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you. I need to move my legs, but my cat won't let me. So you see how I'm using the clouds to sort of create a shape, right? Your clouds frame your negative space. All right, they frame your sky. So your clouds are going to be the framework that draw your eyes around the piece in a landscape. So, shapes of clouds. Fancy, hello! Fancy, I got the ramen. Thank you so much. I have one today. Thank you. Thank you. Every cloud needs a Sephiroth. That's really important. You gotta have a Sephiroth somewhere in there if you have a cloud. That's super important. Otherwise, it just won't work. It won't work. But yeah, so shapes of clouds are important. How does your cloud frame the sky and frame the space? You know, why is it the shape that it is? These are all things to ask yourself when you're making shapes, right? Why is this here? What does it do by being here? What is it, excuse me, what does it add to the piece? I'm not drinking, but I'm eating and talking, so that is probably why I have hiccups. What does that do to add to the piece, right? Like, why am I making these decisions? So as you create art, you should ask yourself these decisions like, let me go back to the art piece here. Why you're making the decisions that you're making in your composition and how it is affecting the overall art piece. One of the strongest things, you know what I really like about this? I love this tree and I love this sort of like fog over the sun. I really, really like that. I really like that. I think that really divides up the sky in the background really well, and it creates this like kind of interesting like focal point. The sun is definitely the focal point. I would honestly love to see you keep pushing your landscape work, SoNC, and I'm super, super proud of you to see you drawing something without a character in it. That is very, very awesome and very brave and amazing to see. I think I'm gonna make a whole art showcase of landscapes sometime. Not this week, probably, because I want to do something that's like Halloween themed, but I think we're gonna do that sometime. SoNC, do you have anything else you'd like to add about your piece that you shared with us today? Do you have any questions or anything else you want to elaborate on? Was the critique helpful? Please let me know. Look him up, he's a movie director? Okay. 5 cm per second? I haven't seen that. What is that? Is that anime? Is that a movie? How you doing there, Fancy? What you up to? Oh. No. Okay, SoNC, you good? I'm guessing by your silence that you're good? Taking their critique? Okay. Do you think the lightning fade in the cloud was a good choice? Yeah, I like that. I think that's really cool. Oh, there's some stars too. They're very, oh no, that's not stars. That's just dots on my monitor. I don't know enough about weather and how lightning works, but I'm pretty sure this kind of thing does happen, right? Lightning's in the cloud. You know what I mean? You can fix the music pausing a few ways. Really? That would be awesome, Sippy. Thank you. Alistair, welcome back. All right, let's roll on the next one. Thank you, Sonsi, for sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sonsi. I love seeing your submissions for these. Thank you so much. Thank you. Look, my monitor's 10 years old and it's disgusting and old and dirty. So, there you go. This one is not a critique requested, so this is just a showcase here. Boop. This one is by Jester / Markhound. Markhound drew a pony, a spooky pony. Wow, I love this one. Love the shadows in this. Love the highlight, sort of like highlighting the texture of the fur on the character. And also the direction and the form, the forms here and the forms there looks really, really awesome. Amazing. Super spooky. What is behind? Okay. I'm trying to see. I couldn't even see my monitor. My monitor is kind of janked up. There's a tree. I like the tree in the background, but it's kind of like so like in the background. You hardly even can see it. It's so awesome though. I love it. I love the outline on the character too, and how the outline's different colors depending on where you're looking at. It's awesome. It's spooky. Thank you so much for sharing, Markhound. I know the patches are so cool. What a cool art piece. I love it. Very spooky. Much shadow. Do like. Let's keep going. Okay. Lutrafrost, welcome on in. Hello. Get Sky a new monitor fun. I mean, it's not broken, so I haven't gotten a new monitor. It's not technically broken. It's just 10 years old, that's all. Welcome on in! Yo, what's up, Grill? Nice to see you! Rar. Tay Rar. Thank you so much for joining us! Everyone, welcome! Hello, Lutrafox and friends, welcome! Lutrafrost, not Fox. I'm sorry. Otter Squad, hi! Hello, how are you? Welcome! Nice to meet you! I am Sky. Nice to meet y'all. Today we are showing off art from the community here. It's Community Art Showcase. We do this every week on stream, so if any of you are artists and you would love to submit you would like to submit your art, whether to show it off or to get critique for your work, you can do either or in the Discord. You're totally invited to showcase your work here on stream. Welcome on in. Everyone's invited. You submit your work to the Discord. There we go. There's the link. This theme is shadows. As you can see, this is a very spooky, shadowy piece that we're looking at right here. And welcome on in, y'all. Nice to meet you, Lutra. Hello, welcome. How was your stream today? What were you doing today? You're playing art. Oh, I love playing art. Art's my favorite game. Let's go to the next piece. All right, next piece. And it's been 2 years, girl? No freaking way. It hasn't been two years. Jay, do what they please do. I love your work so much. I'd love to talk about it on stream. Okay, Psycho Manatee is up next. Oh, I love this piece. I got spooky one. I like spooky art. Let's go spooky art. Here's something for the beginning of the year. I still really like it. All right. Psycho submitting this piece here. This is a critique requested. So I open up the floor to critique for this piece. Psycho, are you here? I freaking love your art. It's October. I joined you making spooky art. No way, really? Really? Do you want to see what I was working on today? Hang on a second. We'll get back to the second. I'll show you. Not this, I was demoing clouds for the showcase. So I did a spooky cryptid piece commission, Mothman, and I did a movie poster, really experimental style movie poster for a horror movie poster here. This is based off Tetsuyo, if you guys know the movie Tetsuyo Iron Man. So this is one of the more experimental movie posters I've done. I really like how it turned out. Yeah, so I did that today. And right now we're doing community art showcase, not my art, community art. Psycho Manatee! Okay, this is freaking awesome. I love this. Speaking of Tetsuyo, this has big Tetsuyo vibes because we have like wires here. You've got little bolts and bits in the floor coming out of the shadows, and something that you can't quite tell. It's either eyes or it looks like a machine to me. I think there's like a machine like kind of in there with the lights, you know. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Fancy. I really appreciate you saying that because I'm super happy with how they turned out. And honestly, I I'm definitely like struggling to get all my Halloween stuff done on time, but I will say I'm glad that I'm spending the time that each piece needs because I'm pretty happy with how they're turning out this year. I feel like I'm taking a step up and I'm proud of myself. So thank you for saying that. I really do appreciate it. I painted this because this creepy alleyway I always have to walk by. Ooh, I love the lighting here. And so you have a good sense of this shape. This alleyway that goes down this way. Now, this is a great piece. I'm pulling my sleeves up because I'm getting serious. All right, this is a great piece to talk about perspective. So when we have this perspective, and I think that you have a good sense of this because you see the lines in the brick wall are leading you towards that focal point, which is this right here. This is the focal point. This little eye right here, this red dot. I like the sort of wires that are coming out of the darkness, you know, and honestly, if I were to critique this, and I'm going to critique because you said critique requested, I also love the texture that you chose here on the bottom. Looks really nice, and you have this texture lead off in a really nice way. You actually have the wires. They look really good with the shading layer on top of the texture. They really look physical. They look like they're in the space. So my critique for you would be there's two things that I think I would critique. First off, I think the light bulbs are areas that your eyes do go to them because they're so bright, and therefore I think they might need a little more extra love and attention because they're really not secondary, right? They're pretty primary in the piece. They're pretty like you look at them right off the bat. So I would think about like, okay, how can we kind of make the light bulbs either not take away from our experience looking directly at the focal point that you intend the monster down the hallway, or maybe we should put some more time to render the light bulbs so when we do look at them, it's like, oh, that's a nice area of the piece. You know what I mean? So that's up to you as the artist, right? And you could either push them away or you can make them more of a focal point. I'm really picking at things here because I actually really love this piece, Fancy. This is really, really awesome. I also love the cracks in the walls that you did. It looks so good. I think you did a great job with that. So another one, all the spooky ones have been great. Thank you. And all these spooky submissions here for this community art showcase have been amazing. I love spooky art. Okay, so my other critique would be with the wires, we have this hint that there's either something being dragged away or this machine that's sort of reaching out, and it's really cool, and I love the ambiguity of it. Visually, how I think the wires could be more menacing and scary, right? Because I feel like your intent of this piece is to make something pretty scary and menacing, and I think that you're really on point. I think the wires could be interpreted into that, or could be integrated into that a little bit better, where like maybe you have some wires from the walls and the sides maybe going up around, or maybe you have some of the wires stretching a little bit further out into the hallway, almost like hands, you know, like getting closer to you. Maybe the shadow fall for the wires. Yeah, I do agree with that too. And that's why I think I would vary the wires in length maybe a little bit, and maybe visually like kind of space them out a little bit more. Yeah, I think I would think that. Hi, Repeater, welcome on in. How are you? Welcome. And hey, our new friend, Luchafrost, what kind of art do you do? Jump in the chat, feel free. And if you're an artist who jumped in here and you see critique up and we're talking about a piece that has critique requested, feel free to join in with a critique. What do you think about the piece? You know what I mean? Welcome on in, Repeater. How you doing? I'm glad you're doing good. I'm doing well myself. Thank you. Yeah, so the shadow for the wires, maybe I agree, it's a little bit horizontal, so maybe we would kind of cater to each wire. Each wire has like a little tube shape, so we want to make the shading accentuate the shape of the wire. But yeah, I think the wires can maybe be like a little bit more of a like an integrated part of the piece and more menacing, you know? Spaced fairly evenly. I would suggest actually possibly doing some kind of wire bundles instead of just individual wires. Oh, wire bundles would be cool. I see that. Yeah. Yeah. So do you think that you like them that they're spaced evenly, Thorn, or do you think that like, because my thought would be like if they were more uneven and more unpredictable, that would be scarier, because unpredictability and confusion is tantamount to like horror in a piece, right? So like if we draw something that we want to look scary, we don't want it to be too predictable. We want it to be kind of scary and visually erratic almost. Sometimes that really kind of can amplify the tension, you know, in a horror piece. No problem, most of the go please go do your post-stream self-care. Absolutely. I do digital animal art. That's awesome. We're drawing some foxes and shit today. That's so cool. Very cool, Lucha. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I give it a 10 out of 10 for effort and a 10 out of 10. So final grade S+, S rank. It's not a bad thing, but having both bundles and individual wires creates a more chaotic mechanics vibe. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like a way to hello. Can you see my dog whenever I turn my head? What are you doing? You want one of my Guardians? You can't have one of my Guardians. I gave you like a whole sweet potato yesterday, Chessa. Can't have my Guardian. Psycho Manatee, I love this piece. Yeah, face tracking, you like it? And dog. Face re-reveal? Yeah, I definitely exposed myself to my laziness because the wires like the last thing I did. Okay. I was trying to be finished at that point. It's okay, don't be too hard on yourself. Sometimes you just gotta get a piece done and move on. And honestly, that's okay. You know what I mean? That's totally fine. But yeah, there you go. I think that would be the critique, and you know, I really loved it. I love the perspective. The hallway has a very liminal quality to the space, and I think you nailed that. That uneasy, liminal, claustrophobic hallway that, you know, the perspective is unusual in that it's surreal and it's imperfect, and I like it for that because I think that amplifies the claustrophobia and the horror of the art itself. You know, I really like that. Oh, I love talking about scary art. Fonzie! Hi, how are you? It's so nice to see you. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? Hello? Chessa, my god. Stop punching me. My dog is punching me. I'm not gonna give you these foods if you punch me one more time. See what happens. You punch me one more time, you're not gonna get any foods. What's up, Lena? Nice to see you. Hello, how you doing? Let me give you a shout out. Welcome on, we're doing community art showcase. Fonzie. Oh, it's the Fonzie. Not just any Fonzie. The Fonzie. The Fonzie. Excuse me. Yeah, you know what I would like to see? Manatee, I would love to see you do more liminal space art. I would love to see you work with spaces. I think you have a really good knack for that, and for creating spaces that are uneven or like uneasy, unnerving. I like that a lot. Yeah, I like that. The walls. I enjoy the space. I want to be in this space. I want to check out these wires. I want to go see what this spooky thing is behind the darkness. This is a really cool piece. You have more? I have to find them? I'm excited to see them. I'd love to see them. Yeah, I would love that. There's an idea. Hi, Squishy Sunday, how you doing? There's an idea for maybe possible theme for this coming week's art showcase is liminal spaces. That could be really cool. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Ooh, this next one's awesome. Holy moly. This one's by Ayana777. Hello! Here's the digital painting I was working on earlier in the year. Hang on, let's bring it up. This one looks freaking cool. Wowie, wowie, wowie. A digital painting I was working on early in the year and wanting to finish. I'm not sure what is wrong with it, but something about it is bothering me and I can't figure out what it would be. Would love a critique and or any feedback to help improve. Freaking awesome! I love this one, wow! This one I want to say that I love the almost monochromatic look, yeah. The soft colors are just the right amount of dark shadows draws it all together for me. I get a real sense of terror with this. Yeah, I do like that too. I like that too, Zan. And you know why? I think because with horror art and spooky art and stuff like this, I think I'm seeing this monochromatic look and it almost reminds me of looking at something with a night vision goggles. You know? Shamrock is expensive. He takes money. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go, get the full piece in. Wow. This reminds me of something out of Stargate. Like a Goa'uld or is this based on a game or something? I don't know if the artist is here. I don't know if the artist is here currently. But we'll talk about it. The artist did say critique. Okay.
Chat-Rat. You know what Chat-Rat thinks about this piece? It's friggin' cool. That's what Chat-Rat thinks. Chat-Rat.
Alright, Chat-Rat, get small for a second. Okay. I like the camera angle. Yeah, it's like you walked in the room and dropped and shook your camera. Yeah, I love that. The angle is so great. I love the camera angle. I love the pose. Kind of looks like it has like a slig face, which is really cool from like Oddworld. I love that. Let me get this bouncing thing. Here we go. I like the skull arms. I like the fabric. So the artist is trying to figure out what's wrong with the piece. They said, can't figure out what it could be. Something's bothering me about it. We can't figure out what it could be. Let me take a step back and look at this. Sometimes when you look at it from another angle, it helps. I really like the space it creates. So one thing I think I can talk about with this piece, and this is, I'm gonna start to kind of nitpick and kind of really critique because the artist is asking what could be wrong with it, I need help with it, is that it looks like pretty much it's all one brush. And I think it could be pushed a little bit. The brush has a clay-like quality to it. I think the brush has a softness and sort of almost a clay. You can see it in the back, sorry. I was zooming in on my hoodie on the office. The brush has a clay-like quality to it. It has like kind of a... The shading, especially like right here, has a sort of clay, it looks like clay almost, which is really cool, but I think that maybe playing with different brushes and experimenting with different textures might really pump it up a notch. Let me see. Vel says, I like the light fall off in this, like you're clearly running into this in a dark space. Yeah, the light from out of frame suggests either a viewer or an unsuspecting victim is in for a bad surprise. Yeah, I do like the lighting in this a lot. I really, really like that. The pose is cool. Yeah, potential is how it's turned its body into the tail. It could have wrapped its head or extenuated. I like the pose. I don't think I have anything. I like the pose. I think the pose I like. I don't know if I have a critique about that. Yeah, this is what they call a Dutch angle. Yes, this is like a Dutch angle, which if you watch one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time, which is one of the worst movies ever made, called Battlefield Earth, that movie pretty much is comprised of only Dutch angles. It's amazing. It's so bad. So that would be my thought. Is that maybe getting some different textures in here, maybe experimenting with different brushes. You have these nice textures. It's sort of like the character is sort of wrapped in bandages. Where's my thing? So like right here. Hi Fonzie, bless you. The stream was made in my computer. Oh, I'm so sorry, my ISP being annoying. If or when I have the money, I need to get an extra computer that's mainly focused on streaming, maybe a bit stronger. I played Jackbox. Oh, and Slime Rancher. Oh, Fonzie, you're wonderful. Fonzie, you fucking sweetheart. That's amazing, and I'm proud of you for powering through, even if you're playing a game solo. I know sometimes that can be really hard whenever you don't have people joining in. I totally have been there, so I understand that. How was Slime Rancher, though? I hope that was fun. Yeah, and it's always a fight with the computer, trust me. Always a struggle. You have this nice texture of sort of the... I love the texture of the wraps, and sort of like right here where the wraps are, let me zoom in a little bit. Right here in the center where the wraps are like... sort of peeling apart, looks beautiful and incredibly amazing, and I love that so much. And then the area here in the arm and this sort of stuff, I feel like it could be maybe like pushed a little bit more differently in texture to differentiate it, you know, like this is very sort of texturally similar to the wall. The edges on the bone pieces here, it looks, I can't tell if this is like in a separate layer or something, but maybe that could also be sort of, you know, the contrast of the face could be increased, and I'm not saying to add lines, but there are other ways you can, you know, kind of clean up this area here. And this is really me like grasping at straws because you're looking for like, hey, what do I need to improve in this piece? And this piece is already really, really amazing. So I really like it. Hi, Leah Wound, how you doing? How you doing tonight? Nice to see you. Hello. The gooey parts need highlights. The gooey parts. What gooey parts? Like, I don't see any goo. Like this? This looks like a bone to me. Thorn says, I love this whole piece and it's really well lit. What I'm noticing is that the creature from the shadow, from the creature is also falling underneath instead of being cast against the wall on the other side. Let me zoom out and get a full thing. That's actually a good... That is a good catch. I didn't even notice that. That's actually a really good catch, Thorn. Adding a deeper shadow in the ground behind the creature would add a lot of depth to this and integrate the creature more into the environment. I definitely agree with that 100%. I did not even notice that. I did not even notice that, Thorn. That's incredible. Yeah, I would continue to push the dark darks, push the light lights, increase the contrast, and play with different brush textures. Really, this area is just phenomenal. Like, this is one of my favorite parts of the piece is where the fabric, the way you drew this fabric is just amazing. I love this so much. I love it. I think this is an incredible piece. And honestly, my advice also to the artist would be, if you're ever stuck on a painting like this, I think this is done. You know what? This looks great. We're gonna, you know, post it, just file it away, whatever, and then move on to the next piece. Sometimes that's just what we gotta do. Sometimes you just gotta kind of file it away, move on to the next piece, and then we're gonna try and apply what we wanted to fix with that piece and then just apply it to the piece that is coming up next. And that would be my advice too. Yeah, the fabric in the chest looks incredible. Yeah. Because, if you get too caught up on fixing one piece, I think sometimes it can be a little maddening. And this piece looks amazing. You did an amazing job. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, thank you. Ayana. The next piece is Phoebe, you are up. Critique requested, all right. Okay, I like this. I'm here to make an announcement on Sky's Twitch.tv. Shadows are tricky. All right. I went with a few different types of light. Hang on, let me bring the piece up. This piece is pretty great. I like this piece a lot. All right, now for something completely different. I am Deer. No quills, no pillows. Me, Dr. Legman. I am here. Non-binary evil. Let's go. I love this so much. Oh my god. Completely different art piece. Love it. Okay. Went with a few different types of light and shade layers, using both hard and soft light. Overall, I had a ton of fun playing with shapes and kind of happy with the result, but still feels like we have no idea what we're really doing. Okay. So, I'm proud of you for doing the shading. I see what you did here. So you have like a multiply layer here, and then you have the shading here, and then it looks like you have like a screen or a lighting layer here. First thing is first that I want to say about the piece is that I love the composition. And I love how you worked in text into the piece. It's very funny, very compelling, and also like the way that the text at the top is tilted and the way the text at the bottom is tilted. I love it. I love it. I would love to see you work more with text work because I actually think you have a very good sense of design and layout, and it's really awesome to see. I was gonna do something for this week, but I had too much fun after finding some projector and camera lenses in a glass base. Wait, photography? I'd love to see your photography work. You can submit photography to the art showcase. Absolutely. It doesn't have to necessarily be digital art. Absolutely. So my thoughts on the shadows, my critique with the shadows would be, my first question would be, did you use either a gray or did you eyedrop the same color as the area that you're working on and then add as a screen layer? If you've seen the scene this is referencing, we tried matching it, but making it more legible in a single frame. Okay. Yeah, this is from Sonic Adventure 2, right? The pointing hand can be moved a little closer to the body for foreshortening. Yeah, I think that too. It does look like it's going out a little bit, so we want to have it like look when I point at the camera. You see how my hand is? See this? Foreshorten. Hang on. When I point, it's all hand and very little arm. Okay, so if you look at it two-dimensionally, if I'm pointing, the arm is like only a little bit and the hand is big. Guys, where's your hand so big? I got a big hand. Listen to that. Foo Fighters a lot, and I got the slappy hands. Everlong. My hands grow. Anyway, so this is foreshortening, okay? So big hand to the side. You see how you would translate this into two-dimensional, right? Hello, I've waited here for you with big hands. Anyway, foreshortening demonstration. Yeah, foreshortening is definitely what I want to learn more. Yeah. So point at yourself in the mirror. Point at yourself, you know, take a picture with your phone or look at different references online and work from that. Got a big hand. Another thing with the shading would be, I would ask that, yeah, for sure that's how you get away with putting a hand on a meme image instead of a whole arm. Human beings! So what I would encourage is that with the shading, I think it's a little safe, right? It looks like you're kind of playing things very lightly. The crotch highlight, yeah, the crotch highlight's a little intense, but I mean, that's not like something I can really critique, I guess. I mean, maybe the character has really tight pants. I don't know. I would say it looks a little bit safe with the shading, so I would push that a little bit more. The shadows look good as a basic start, but just maybe clearly identify where the light is coming from. It feels like there's multiple light sources and all spots follow. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the light's coming from up here, but I think that like this shadow is a little confusing from that. You know, I think that the shadows, you're starting to follow the forms and highlight the forms. Val, they're starting to highlight the forms of the shadows. I think like right here and right here are really, really good examples of that. But I think that it can just be pushed a little bit more, and I think that you're on exactly the right track in the right direction for where you're going, and thinking about where the shadows go in your art piece. You know, and like a quick, like a demo, if we had to do like a little demo of sort of shadows. Where's my thing? All right, so say I have this, block of tofu. All right, this is a block of tofu, guys. Okay, so this is a tofu cube. It doesn't look like anything right now when it's flat color, but if we want, you know, maybe the lighting is kind of coming like this. Okay, so we gotta think about this, and then this side would be darker of the tofu cube, you know, and then maybe this side would be a little bit darker. Whoops. Like a little bit darker like this, but not as dark as the side that's farthest away from the light. And then maybe, you know, because the cube isn't completely, it's tofu and it's a little bit misshapen, you know, we're gonna have some of the highlight layers sort of appear as well, showing the lighting, striking sort of this area of the tofu as well, right? So we're thinking about like basically how does the lighting and the highlights and the shading show the form of the piece that we're drawing, right? You know what I mean? Bounce lighting. There you go. That's the professional proper term for it. So we're thinking we want to highlight the form of what we're drawing with the lighting. You know, it's not just like, okay, you know, if I was drawing a frog, I always end up drawing a frog for this example. Frog face. All right, so frog face. You know, so if we start with this one and like, you know, okay, we're gonna shade this side and this side, which is sort of like, you know, I see in your piece, I see circular, excuse me, circular shading. Think about the shape of the frog, and we want to use the shading to highlight the shapes of that frog. All right, you know, and then we want to maybe go through and, you know, do a little bit of lighting in the outside, like a rim lighting or bounce lighting, like someone's talking about, to show the cylindrical nature of the frog or the crotch bulge or whatever you're drawing, that cylindrical nature. You know, so that would be it. Draw a vague circle of sun in the corner so you can see where the shadows will apply. Yeah, exactly. Treat it like a 3D piece in Blender, like have your light source there so you can see where it is. You know, it was maybe a bad reference to use Eggman because he looks like he's on a stage set in hindsight. No, I don't think it was a bad reference. I don't think it's a bad reference at all. I think that having a reference that has really strong lights and darks is really good. I think that's really, really positive. And like, I think that I'm pushing you on this one because you are making such huge leaps already, and I'm seeing that with this piece. And I want to see you keep pushing that sort of, those forms and those shapes. And I think some of the strongest pieces of this are the, like this right here is really strong. The shading, like the shading can be pushed a little bit stronger. Also, one thing to experiment with shading as well is try to make it a color that's a little bit more saturated, you know? Like if your light source is warm, make your shading layer like purplish red. If your light source is cool, make it blue, you know? So you can experiment with the color profile by changing the color of the shading layer. Same thing with the shine layer, you know? Like Kara was that, I have no idea what the heck those are off the top of my head. I don't just know hex codes. Like, I don't know what hex codes are. But yeah, experimenting with the colors for your shading layers and for your highlights. Yeah, very subtle. The very slight blues both ways, even more saturated than you'd say. So this is another thing to note. Whenever you have a blue highlight layer on top of a red thing, it's going to look more desaturated because those two are a little more opposing colors of each other. They're a little more closer to complementary than they are, you know, like similar. So, for example, if I have a yellow light shading on a shine or a screen layer on top of like a blue character, it's going to turn out desaturated and muddy. Now, you can practice this color theory by literally mixing paints in real time. If you take acrylic or oil paints and you mix two colors that are complementary, you get a muddied, like a vomity color, like a gray. It really desaturates it. It takes the color out, desaturates. So, playing with that, I would say play with the color that you're using, the hue of the shading and the highlight layer. And I think that your highlight layers can be pushed a little bit more. They look, your highlight layers sort of desaturate a little bit. They make the character look gray, right? So basically with the highlight, we want to amplify the color of the character's face, the brown in this case. And we want to push that. You know what I mean? It explains how to intensify that area specifically, yeah. As a programmer, I instantly saw the color values and replaced them with visual RPG values. You're wild. You got a different brain than I do. That's wild to me. Alright, I'll show lurk. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for lurking. Thank you, Fonzie. Have a good night. V, you're awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your work. Thank you, thank you. Once again, I love this, and I think your text work is amazing. It looks super great. Alright, let's scooch on to the next one here. Alright. And you know, I guess, because I like to give you guys, like, little challenges to work on, yeah, I guess I kind of went over that already. Alright, the next thing. Army Animal. I have 5 layers of multiply for this. Critique welcome. Okay, cool. Army Animal is next. Ooh. I love this one, Army. I love this one. Army, I'm impressed that you do these with your phone finger, because that's very impressive art to be drawn on your phone. Wow. Okay, 5 layers of multiply. Big stretchy, thank you. So critique welcome. Okay, cool. Okay. Alright. Also bop to the thirsty chat. What does that mean? What do you expect? Chat. I can't draw like a round circle without someone going like honga bonga in chat. Alright, I use a phone pen, but yeah, phone art. Okay. I'd be amazed to see what you could do with like a graphics tablet, Army, someday, because this is amazing. So I actually really, one of the first things that I really like about this piece is that I see you playing with the color values for your shading. This shadow here is sort of got a warmish, it's sort of yellow, or this highlight here, and then this shading area here has a bluish tint. It's a little bit darker. Let me get rid of my screen filter because I'm sort of seeing things a bit differently. You know, whereas the character on the left is highly saturated. They have bright colors, they're very vivid, they're very saturated, and the color on the right is desaturated, and the contrast, not only in the saturation, but that highlights the differences in the characters as far as like their clothing types, their mannerism, you know, maybe their personality traits and differences, and it's a really, really good visual representation of the differences of these two characters, and it paints a story that I don't know much about, but it looks like they're characters that could be like, maybe they could be friends, or maybe they're just two sides of the same coin or different, you know what I mean? Yeah, the cloak cape looking thing on the dude on the right is sick. Yeah, that does look cool. They're sibling villains. Exactly, that's so cool. That's so cool, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, I love that. So I really, really like that. Very, very impressed by your ability to draw this on your phone. That's nuts. Let's see. Where I think I could push for improvement would be, and I've seen this a couple times tonight with the shading, is I'm gonna keep saying it, and I probably sound like a broken record, but we gotta push the shape of the form with the you did a really good job, like right here. You see how the neck has that nice little like V shadow? You can even see it on my face right here, right? And I like that. I see that happening here. I do see like a really good kind of shape, a roundness of the arm and the form here happening. Like, and however, I do see some areas where the shading looks a little, it flattens the character rather than accentuates their three-dimensionality. So areas right here where the shading is just it's almost kind of close to pillow shading, which is something that you see a lot in when people start shading, is they kind of like when you start out shading, you're afraid, so you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna do like a little shadow right here, but you gotta get big, right? We gotta get bigger, chunkier shadows so we avoid having these just little lines, right? Because when you have a little shadow line here and then a little highlight line here, what that does is that creates a shape right here, and that shape is flat. It creates a flat shape right there. Heckle Dragon, Damien, nice to see you. Hello, welcome to Community Art Showcase. How are you doing? We're talking about shapes. We're talking about shapes and shading. So you see what I mean here? Like, think about it in the term of shapes. So like right here on this arm, tiny little sliver of shading, flat color, and then tiny little sliver of shading. That flat color is a flat piece. It's a flat piece. Visually, it looks like the arm is flat, like a pancake, right? So we gotta think about how do we make the arm look round. So look at my arm. Look at my arm. Junior, thank you for the gifts of the Damien! All right, so look at my arm for example here. You see this shading here. This creates a shape. This is like a shape of shading. And then you have this sort of, what I would draw as a flat, or actually the highlight sort of in the middle. It's not really on the side because the highlight being in the middle emphasizes that the arm is a round device, okay? It's a round shape, all right? So the highlight being in the middle sort of shows that the middle is forward, okay? And then the side here is a little bit like a mid-tone to show that that goes back. Cylinder, thank you. Cylindrical. I always struggle with the right guy shadows because the light is supposed to be on the complete, opposite side. Okay. How I would tackle that is to have some like kind of, you see how I have my lighting set up right now for my face? I have warm lighting and then I have blue lighting and then you have shadow. That's how I would tackle that. So you have your shadow character, you have your light character, and then in the shadow character, maybe have a little bit of kind of like blue lighting coming off from the right side. Just kind of barely touching that character. Thank you so much for gifting these subs out, Junior. What are you doing? You're so nice. Thank you. By the way, guys, remember, subathon coming up Saturday the 29th. Thank you, Bear. I love you. Amazing. Mwah. So that's how I would tackle that. Anyway, I was just making JoJo's reference. JoJo. And that would help add some dimensionality to the form, right? That would help add some dimensionality. But basically what you want to do is always, you want to kind of highlight the forms. Oh, the 29th, really? Oh, I hope your brother has a wonderful birthday. That's awesome. You want to highlight the forms and you don't want to create flatness. And if I can take this in the side, I can actually show you what I'm talking about. I need to eat it. Hold on. All right. So. Shadow, shadow. 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 Having the shadow of the body reaching a bit further out. Getting a little bit chunkier with the shadows, right? Bigger shadows. Here on this one, you know, this character is like mostly in shadow, honestly. So what do you do? All right, we make the whole thing pretty much in shadow, but then what do we do? We're gonna add another layer on top. You gotta really go in the shadow realm. If you want to understand shadow, you gotta enter the shadow realm. You gotta become one with the edge. So now we're gonna add this like kind of blue lighting coming from this side to contrast the yellow lighting that hits the other character. All right. And also it kind of reflects the mood. Like this character's cloaked in shadow and it has this like dark blue light, and this character has this like, you know, warm light, maybe. Like they are like in the sun. See? You know? So the thing I've learned from this is to be confident. Yes, that is definitely something I would love for you guys to take away from these kind of critiques and lessons is, you know, when you're drawing and you're like, oh, I'm gonna draw this frog, but I don't really know, so I'm gonna make it really tiny and just gonna draw really slowly. No. You do this. I'm gonna draw a frog, so I'm gonna draw giant eyes, and I'm gonna draw the eyes, and I'm gonna, you know what I mean? I'm gonna make big, bold movements, and I'm gonna make it eat that little unconfident frog. Be confident in your work. Big strokes, confidence, you know what I mean? Same thing applies to shading. Be overconfident, yeah. Exactly. Enter the shadow realm with confidence. Do you have anything else you would like to add for your piece? And we're gonna go on to the next one. Army Animal, thank you for sharing. This is a wonderful piece. You did an amazing job, and this is a huge glow up from last week. Huge glow up, I love this so much. Very ambitious to have 2 characters. It's a frog eat frog world out there. I don't know what to tell y'all. It's frog eat frog world. You need my dinner, it's getting cold. All right. Next piece. Oh. Gardine Beth. Okay. Now that piece is a completely different style. Interesting. All right. Good job with the studying. Okay, next piece. Okay, thank you. By Siren. Critique requested. This piece is lovely. I had no plan going into this. I was just going with what felt right with the colors and have fun with it. Okay, cool. Awesome. Siren, this is lovely. We're gonna zoom down all the way. There we go. Look at this beautiful, these beautiful like lighting effects here. It's gorgeous. The streaks of the lighting effects really show this like kind of like magic that's swirling around and focused on the character. The lighting is beautiful. The art, like this sort of like cloud, this sort of fog around the character. I love how it all really goes down to the character. The character's the piece, you know, the character's the centerpiece of the visual kind of cake here, right? That's not a good way to describe it. Especially when there's like edited out butt. Don't do that. Okay, characters got cake. This artist had to very kindly, unfortunately, alter the piece because Twitch says no butts, even in educational art purposes, which I think is really dumb, but I do have to be safe, so I will say to everyone to be, you know, if you do submit a piece and there is like any amount of nudity in it, I will ask y'all to censor it. Kaylee, hello, how are you? How you doing? So I love this piece. Let me even think about where to begin. What do you guys think about this piece? I also love like the really dark, I love the sort of lighting on the side. Hang on, let me zoom out so you guys can see a little bit better here. Oh, there we go. Whoops, hang on. There we go. I love the lighting on the side, the darkness of the sky. It really like feels like out there is this void. There's this void and the character is sort of like creating, maybe like honing their magic or their skills or maybe being granted some sort of power, some sort of divine power it looks like. And it really, really, the way that you have framed these swirls is phenomenal in drawing your attention to that character. And it is absolutely just gorgeous. This sky is gorgeous. Oh, I love it. It's so pretty. Gotta say, play with a warmer highlight color on our piece from earlier and it helps a ton. Nice, very cool. Gonna leave the shapes as is, only to move on to something else. I think that's a great call. I think it's a great call because like I said earlier to the other piece is, You know, caked up drawing, I know! My advice would be to just move on. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I've learned something cool. That's awesome. I'm gonna pack it away. Let's apply this to the next piece. And that is totally good to do because you don't want to get too like held up on one piece. The wings are incredible. I love the way that the wings are done. I actually don't usually see wings drawn this way, and they feel this wing in the front foreground wing has good foreshortening. The feet are very well done, which is also really hard to draw feet. So mega props to the feet. The feet look amazing. The hair looks incredible. I love how the hair is sort of like, it has this sort of effect of winds. You know what I mean? If I had any critique, I'd say the cliff could be a little skinnier. The head almost makes a tangent with the cliff, and I don't think I can poke out a little more. Yeah, see, I think I can poke out a little more over it. Does that make sense? Yeah, I see what you're saying. I actually do see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. It's not a feet stream. Okay, yeah, so I actually see what you're saying, Psycho. So, like, if the artist were to kind of crop this sort of, cliff off here and have the character's head contrasting against that dark blackness, that space behind them, I think that would make the character a little more, like, pop a little bit more, you know what I mean? I think another thing would be I would accentuate the shadows of the character a little bit more where they're touching the ground. Like, whenever you chat got pobs. Whenever you're how do I illustrate this? Because I'm looking at my own hands. I'm trying to show you guys this. Okay, so in shading, you see how where my fingers are overlapping my other fingers? The areas where that fingy meets the other hand is gonna have the darkest shadows. So the areas where the foot is very close to the ground is going to have the darkest shadows. And then the areas away from that are going to be more dispersed shadows, okay? So I would accentuate the shadows a little bit more there to increase the sort of the drama from like the lighting and this magic that's happening here in this effect. This perspective of the piece slightly conflicts with the cliff, but it's not an easy angle to work at. It is a difficult angle, yeah. Yeah, I think like maybe like playing with the perspective of the cliff, or having further considerations for the cliff, could be as well. I love the colors that you chose for this as well. I love the blues here and like sort of the purples. Looks really beautiful. It has a beautiful glow to it. I would love to learn more about the character. It looks like they have shackles. Are they like a shackled angel? Because that is like super cool. I love that so much, you know? Yeah, ambient occlusion. Is that ambient occlusion? I don't know. I think it's diffusion. Like a diffused edge. Maybe it is ambient occlusion in like games and stuff. Yeah, you might be right. I think maybe like another critique would be, maybe not a critique, but a technique. If you are wanting to create depth with particle effects, an easy way to do that is to offset multiple layers of them and have some layers blurred into the back. And that way some of the stars are in focus in the front and some of them are kind of blurred and pushed in the background, and that's an easy way to create depth. I do it all the time with like my winter icons and winter pieces where I have to draw snowflakes. You know, you just do one layer, boop, 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 snowflakes, take it, you know, flip it around and then put it in the back, and then you Gaussian blur on it, and now you have snowflakes in the back, you got snowflakes in the front, easy peasy, boom, done. I do love these effects so much. This one right here, this sort of effect seems to just kind of cut off pretty harshly, whereas this one continues outside of the cliff. So that might be another area where like this could kind of really come around and sort of frame the character a little more. I really love this piece. I love this piece. Yeah, it's very stunning. Absolutely stunning piece. Incredible. I really like this. I'd love to hear the lore behind it. The wings are just absolutely a strong suit. I love the wings. I love the colors. I sort of like how it's kind of monochromatic as well. It's very nice. Very nice. Nice work. Nice work. All right, next piece. Ooh, spooky piece. Spooky piece. Spooky piece. Spooky piece by Thornstar. My submission to the Shadows Art Showcase. Simple but powerful. Pancake, what are you doing? Pancake, what are you doing? You okay? She's just standing there. It's really weird. She's sitting there. I don't know what she's doing. Anyway, this is Thorn Star. Okay, simple, powerful, made. Feel free to feel uncomfortable by its shadow gaze. Made using a black canvas and just drawing white onto it. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Oh, I love this one. I love this one. Pancake making you feel uncomfortable. I just don't know what she's doing. She's just kind of sitting and falling asleep. It's really weird. She doesn't normally do that. This is really cool. And this is a really great example of the power of shapes to create forms. Yeah, these shapes are creating forms. All of this is shapes. You could have made this with cutout paper and you still have created a form with it. And I think that's so powerful and so wonderful. I think as a horror piece, one of the most unnerving things for me is this little area with the teeth. I really love that. That's so creepy and weird. It has this like weird quality to it. The little red dots for the eyes. I almost wonder how it would look without that. Trying to like see how it looked without the red dots. It definitely makes it look scarier. It makes it look like a horror piece, you know? Yeah, it looks really wonderful. Well, that's what I was wondering. I don't know. With the red dots. I love this. This looks amazing. Is this critique requested? Oh, this isn't critique requested. My bad. No, we don't critique it. We don't critique it. We just show it. It looks amazing. Remove critique requested. Yeah, it's unsettling in a good way. I really like that. I really like it. But it's really strong. I love the forms that you chose. This is kind of like what I've been... This is what I've been sort of saying earlier with the shading, that I've seen a lot of pieces where it's just... and some of the pieces where we take the shading and we just make one little thin sliver. Look at how the light is the form. Light is shape. Forms are shapes. Shapes are forms in the face. And all you need is just... That's it. Just hard edges, white and black, just to make a form. Incredible. Incredible. Looks awesome. Almost noir-like. I really like it. I really, really like it. Alright, let's see. Okay, second piece to this from Army Animal. Okay. This is a very ambitious angle to draw a face, and this one's critique requested. Okay. You love critique? I don't even know where you wanted me to critique this piece? I really like it. I really like it. I don't know if I would do anything to change this particular piece. I would want to see more of this sort of series pushed a little bit further, right? That's, I think, where I would go with it. And think about, if you wanted to do more in this series, how could you make more unnerving and creepy stuff? You know, using your simple tools of just black and white and then like a little bit of accent of red. That's where I would go with it. I would love to see like a horror art series like this. Would be so awesome. Amazing, amazing work. And thank you for sharing, Thorn. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's keep on cruising because I'm getting slipey. Getting slipey. This is another by Army Animal. Very ambitious angle of the face. This is super hard to draw. Angle of the face. The hand looks amazing. I love the hand here. This is a good example of foreshortening. The hand's bigger because the camera's down there. Where would I go to critique this piece? I really want you to get a tablet. It looks like you have some like lighting here, but it's kind of hard to tell if it's lighting because it looks like the tone of the face has changed, but the lighting, the contrast is roughly the same. So I'm not sure if that's like a coloration marking thing or if that's like lighting. If it is lighting, then I would emphasize that by shading the other side of the face. So I think my thoughts on this is that the shading still seems a bit... Oh, it's supposed to be a burn scar. Okay, then that makes a lot of sense. Okay. The shading seems pretty like small, like little, you know, light, not too, you know, like a little bit too worried to push it, and I would want to see you push your shading. And I think that's the same thing critique that I had with the other pieces. I want to see the shading pushed to the next level. So you have this really kind of like subtle, just kind of subtle little shading here and there. Yeah, deeper, exactly. Make the darks dark and the lights lighter. Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. Like really start to really push and pull the shading. And I think that's where I would go with this. I really like the character, and I love that you're doing human face portraiture because it is a great thing to work on. And I'm gonna do like a whole like portrait stream sometime, I think, because I really want to do that.
I have such arts to show you.
Next by Dolly Gothic, critique requested. I know I'll be able to finish this by this weekend, but I won't have much time the rest of the week to work on it, so here's a practice I've been working on. Okay. So here we have, it looks like the reference on the left here, and the work in progress on the right. Let me zoom out. Okay. Now, Chadrak, you're in the way, dude. Wow, I love this. This is, whoa, okay, so this is really interesting to see the work in progress, because, like, this is so different than how I paint, personally. But it's turning out phenomenally. Holy moly. So it looks like the artist has a really good sense of, that's Ghost. Oh, like the musician, Ghost? Dude, like, everyone's obsessed with Ghost. I like, everyone on the internet loves this music artist, Ghost. It's so interesting because I work completely differently than this, but it looks like the artist has a really good sense of a really good sense of, like, where things go in relation to other things. Oh my god, is that a Cap raid? Hello, Cap, how are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on, it's Community Art Showcase Night. Hello, how you doing? Tallfishy, what's up? Nice to meet you, new friend. Hello. Everyone, please, listen, if you guys like Minecraft, please go check out my friend Captonium. He's amazing, he's super, super nice, super chill vibes, wholesome stream, wonderful chill plays. Cap, how are you doing? We're doing Community Art Showcase Night. Welcome on, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Tallfishy, thanks for following. Lillian Alert, hello, welcome, welcome. I'm Sky, if you're new here, welcome on in. I'm a full-time freelance artist and streamer. Every week we do this Community Art Showcase where we showcase artwork from the communities, and if the artist requests critique, we go into that as well. I love this painting. I want to see more. Oh my gosh, Jupiter, thank you so much for the gift sub. What the heck? To Mystic Doodle. Jupiter, what are you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Your camera track on you while you move so wild. I know, isn't that crazy? This is like a new thing I recently set up for the stream, and I VTube a lot, but yeah, I like the camera tracking. I think it looks really cool. What's up, Lillian Alert? Welcome on in. Nice to meet you. Welcome, welcome to the Rack Pack, y'all. Welcome, welcome. Happy birthday. Wait, happy birthday. Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it? So, oh, I would love to do a 1-layer challenge for you guys for the art showcase as well. It's my birthday. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tall. Thank you. Happy birthday to you too, Tallfishy. Happy birthday. Speaking of which, guys, do y'all have any ideas or nominations for the theme for next week's art showcase? It's gonna be during the subathon on Saturday. We're gonna go into it, so it would be great if we can get some spooky ideas for some spooky scary art for the Halloween that would fit the Halloween thing. Turtle, cryptic could be a cool theme. I like that as well. Yeah, hit me with theme ideas because I'm making the poll. All right, Fancy is making the poll, so Monster, I like that idea as well. Monster, I want them to be spooky. I want them to be spooky ideas. So let's get some spooky scary art. Monster, cryptid, perspective, liminal space. I like liminal space too. Ooh, death. Creatures of the night. Ooh, I like that one. Creatures of the night. I like that. Ooh. Horror backdrop. What if... Okay, I have an idea. What if we just challenge y'all to make the scariest, spookiest art that you possibly can? And by the end of the art showcase, I will deem one art piece the spookiest art, the art piece that scares me the most. I will deem the scariest art piece of the art showcase. And whoever gets the scariest art of the art showcase, hi Thor, nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming by. How are you? How was your stream earlier? Whoever gets the scariest art will get like a Discord role or something. Who's this remix by? I don't know, let's check. Lavender Town by Michael, Pokemon and Chill, Pokey and Chill. I like that. We're working on Haunted Trail. Oh, it's so exciting. It's so exciting. Gotta do some makeup, put them together. Yeah, any all art forms. Everyone stop what you're doing, get some water, take a drink. Oh my god, thank you, Perithius, thank you. I already have so many spooky drawings, I do too. Submit your spookiest. How do we word that? What do you think about that, Fancy? Do you like that idea? I like that idea. I want to get the spookiest. Slap myself in the ring for this time, for this next theme. I want you guys to give me your spookiest, scariest art pieces. I want the art to have the goal of making me feel unnerved and scared. I'm gonna do the community showcase during my Halloween subathon, so it's gonna be spooky times. How scary make it? As scary as I can show on Twitch, okay? So it's horror art, dark art's fun. You know what I mean? This is oh, Dolly's here. Awesome. This is like 3 hours. It's all done on one layer. I want to say I commend you, and I love that you're doing it all on one layer. In fact, I will encourage folks to draw everything on one layer when they're painting, because it gives you a better sense of using a digital canvas like a physical one, you know? Feels good? Heck yeah! Always Goose Duck! Always feels good, peeps. I love that. I gotta check that game out, Thor. That is really cool. I didn't even know that you were like a dev on that. That looks so awesome. If you guys want this, Canadian Thor is working on this game that is like an Among Us style game, and it looks really cool. It's called Goose Duck. It's awesome. Safe for Twitch, scariest piece of media. That means no nudity, basically, is what that means. I've seen plenty of macabre and dark artists do things like skulls and blood and gore and that sort of thing. Totally drawing Sonic characters without shoes for that theme. Oh, that's pretty scary. I like it. You know which ghoul it is? I don't know. Dolly's the artist. Dolly can tell you. So, are you working in Procreate? This looks like it's in Procreate. Everyone see Attack Rack? She's super cute. Oh, we love her. Oh, in chat. Don't tell anyone, but she's amazing at art. Oh my god! Shut up! You're so nice. Stop! Thank you, Presius. You're super sweet. Thank you. That's amazing, Dolly. I love this. I love this so much. I love the textured brushes that you're using. I think that looks incredible. I don't know like what my critique would be other than to keep going at it. If you like this subject and you want to keep working on it, to keep going. I think it looks amazing. I think you're doing an amazing job at, you have a really good sense at the spaces in between. You have a good sense of like measurement and excuse me, you have a good sense of what is the word I'm looking for? Thorn, what's the word I'm looking for? Hi Shrew, nice to see you. Hello. Thank you for the lurk. I'm gonna get this out of the way. There we go. The word I'm looking for is proportion. Proportion. Proportion? You should totally, yeah, and structure, yeah, like, you have a good sense of like exactly how much space is in between the nose and the eye thing, and like how big this should be, and this shape, and you have a really, really good natural eye for painting. You have a very, very good eye for painting, Dolly, and I would love to see it. It's all in Procreate with one brush. I love the brush. Procreate's a great software for painting. It looks amazing. I'd love to see you finish it. I love it. I love it. And if you don't want to finish it, that's okay too. But it looks absolutely incredible. You did an amazing job. My critique would be keep it up. I love it. Keep it up. You did an amazing job with this one. Take care, Selfishy. Nice meeting you. Take care, take care. Be sure to come by next weekend. Saturday the 29th for a spooky, very spooky subathon. I'm not gonna hold back. It's gonna be very scary, y'all. It's gonna be a scary one. All right, let's see. Next piece. Thorn Star. Okay, critique requested. All right. All right, I'm trying to finish this piece. So just a minute. Okay. Oh, I love this. Okay, we have another landscape piece. Oh, this is wonderful. This is amazing. I love this. Wow. I feel like I can get lost in this piece. I really feel, and this is a great example of, Thornstar is working with very clean lines and hard edges. However, he's still able to create a sense of texture and depth and, space with just these very, very cut and dry, hard brush tools, you know? This piece by Thorn is bonkers! Yeah, the sharp lines, even for the shadows, make it all hold, yeah, it makes it all hold together. You say it's not finished, but I can't see what you do to it, yeah. Yo, how? Great use of shapes. I plan on finishing things so much. You're very welcome. Thank you very much for sharing. You're an amazing painter, Dolly. I would want to see more of your work, so I'd love to see you finish it. Yeah, this is incredible. How is it so clear we're in a cave? So, there's a couple of things that Thorn is doing here to really make it clear to y'all that we are in a cave, okay? First off, you know, you have this shape that sort of shows just using only black line, basically, only black paint, let's say, and this is the shape that's created with these jagged edges. We think rocks, we think cave entrance. We're looking out and we're seeing out in the distance the mountains that are farther away. You see how these ones are a little bit more desaturated, a little bit lighter. It shows that they are farther away, creating atmospheric perspective, okay? You know, we see that even with these hard lines, Thorn is creating what looks like a mountain of rock texture, which looks absolutely incredible. I love that. Keep in mind, this is a whip. Yeah, I still need to add more clouds. I need to add highlights to the cliff edge in front of the cave. Yeah, and the edges in front. Yeah, I think some highlights and some work on this green space here will definitely help a lot. And you can see that sort of how he created the ground there. It's convex. Yeah, it's convex. So it's not flat. It really shows that we are looking out. We're looking out at this direction here. We're looking out into the sun. The sun is so beautifully framed by these gorgeous clouds. And it goes to show, and this is another piece that when we look at this other piece by Thorin, same artist, you can see how far you can really push just shapes. Just shapes. All of this is all just shapes. And it's amazing. It's like only shapes, you know? Like you can see with only shapes in one brush how much depth and immersion you can create in a piece whenever you use those shapes to your advantage. You form them, you use them to create forms, you use them to create surfaces and textures, you know? Well, like what's going on here? This mountain looks like it's pogging. Is this mountain pogging? Looks like it's pogging, dude. Did you draw a pog in a mountain? Looks like it's pogging. It's like... My gosh, this is just incredible though. It's absolutely amazing. Mountain champ. Like these rocks. I mean, this looks like it could be like a title screen for a game. Pog Mountain. Yeah, you gotta go to Pog Mountain. That's where the hidden quest is that you gotta get. Secret quest, Pog Mountain. Look at the clouds. Gosh, I love the colors too. Like, let's talk about the colors in the piece. You know, you have this beautiful, like, warm gradient here. You have this, like, beautiful warmth coming out. It's almost like a creamsicle. It looks like a creamsicle to the sky. And then you have this yellow, a desaturated yellow, contrasted with a desaturated purplish for the shading, which also complementary colors. So that's making the sun and the mountain stand apart from each other, and they're contrasting, and it looks very beautiful. You have the green in this little foreground, this little cliff kind of face front area where your character's close to, I guess your viewpoint. The green contrasted with the orange, also very different in color, very, very contrasted, you know? It's just amazing. I would love to see you finish this piece, Thorn. This is incredible. Yeah, I love how the clouds are eating the mountain in this piece. I know, it looks so calming. It's interesting because this piece, you have this sort of like, we're in a cave and it almost has like a closed in like perspective, but it actually is very calming. It's just very focused. Like it's this, you're looking out this calm moment. When I think about this piece, I think that like maybe I would be like a person who's living in this cave, you know, like a mountain man. You know, I feel like I'm a mountain man, I'm living in this cave. Or maybe I'm a dragon, you know, and that's my cave, and I'm looking out in my kingdom, and that's where I would normally take my morning flight, and I'm like, morning. Like, that's how this piece makes me feel. I really love this piece. You did an incredible job with it. It just looks amazing. Yeah, I really love this one, Thorn. This is incredible. You know what else I love too is just this, how the mountains have shading here. The sun draws a shadow on the clouds from the mountains. That's incredible. I love that. Coffee tables! How you doing? Nice to see you. How you doing? Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, I'd love to see you finish it, and if you don't want to finish it, that's okay too, but I think you did an amazing job with this, and you really nailed the theme of shadows. Literally using shadows to nail the piece, to frame the piece. Actually, I was thinking about what a dragon would be seeing when I was cut off this piece. Wow, well, you really succeeded, because I literally feel like I'm a dragon and has Spyro the Dragon vibes. So I really feel like you did an amazing job with this piece, Thorn. Incredible work, as always, incredible. So we talked about Liz's earlier. Oh, my Discord no working. Okay, my Discord no working. Okay, here we go. Okay. Alright, so Kasumi! This is not quite in the theme, I guess? Well, it looks like there's some shading added, so I guess that's pretty fair. It could be in the theme. So Kasumi, critique requested. My Discord's breaking. Okay. Okay, Crystal Tune has one come up next. Alright, so there's shading in here. Alright, so Kasumi says critique requested. Okay. I don't know the character, but very cute. Very, very cute. One of the critiques that I think I would give, first off, I like the pose. It's really cute. I like the colors that are used, and I like how you're using blue tones for the shading and then like kind of this warmth tones for the skin tone shading, and that's really, really awesome. Especially the hair, I like that. One of the critiques I would give is to thicken up the lines in certain places. The lines are very, very thin here, very delicate, and it might help to have thicker lines in areas of emphasis. For example, like maybe like here where the cloth bundles on the shirt, underneath the chin area here, where the hair hangs over the face, you know, have some thicker lines there might be helpful. And also get a little bit more bold with the shadows. I would push you guys to get a little bit more bold, but I really love this like soft, like watercolor almost look at kind of painting like watercolor effect with the brushes, you know? So get a little more, a question, if I have hand drawing, what do you mean? Like traditional, like non-digital? Absolutely, yeah, of course, of course. I hate to watch things, but I got work in the morning. I'd like to see what you say about my pics before I have to go to bed. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Let me scooch on ahead to your things, because you gotta go to bed. Okay. Okay. Ooh, Liz fixed hers and it looks really good now. Holy crap. Oh, wow, this is so cool. What is this? Okay, so you made pictures with a photo and a vase and lighting. That is so cool. That totally fits the theme of shadows. Oh, I like it. That is so cool, Bear. That's really, really cool. I would love to see you push this idea further and play with lighting and refraction with your photography. I really, really like that. Hi, Zach. Hello. How are you? How are you doing? I really, really like this, Bear. This is lovely. This is really cool. It's a little bit hard to view the GIF formats. The moving format is like, because it kind of moves a little bit, like maybe having individual series of photos would be a better presentation for next time, unless you intend it to be an animation. And then if that's the case, then I would consider the framing and the angle, and maybe having, if you have a tripod, and you're just changing the lighting but not the placement of the vase, that would help it look more like an animation, intended animation effect. Hi, Drew, hello! I actually put a sketch for me? Really? You put a sketch for the thingy? Okay, let's keep cruising, because we have a lot of people, and I want to get to the people who, have already submitted for sure, before I get too tired. Good night, Cap, and thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Wait, did we give Cap a shout out earlier? Did Cap get a shout out? Let me give you a heckin' shout out. I don't remember if I gave you a shout out or not. I'm so sorry, Cap. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Take care. Thank you for the raid. Thank you. Okay, so I just want to show this really quickly. Liz worked on her piece from earlier, and I think this looks amazing. Like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Really, now, it really feels like... Where was the earlier piece? Here's the earlier piece, the original submission, and here's the edited one. And look at that. That's a huge improvement on the mood and the feeling of the piece. Looks amazing. By the way, Fancy makes highlights of all of these, so if you miss your, if you have to go to bed, or if you miss me talking about your piece, like, you can always check the highlights. They'll be posted. This is courtesy of Fancy. We did Batu's one time. Okay, cool. But yeah, this is amazing. Liz, you did an amazing job working on this piece. It's a huge difference. Huge difference. Okay, let's keep cruising down the line. I'm gonna zoom back up here. The next piece is by Crystal Toon, critique requested. I got stumped with the shading because no light in space, but also moon is light. I don't know. Thank you. You know, whenever we get into the whole thing of I'm drawing characters floating in space, you don't gotta think, at least I think, you don't need to think too much about the logistics of light in space. Just have fun with it and go with what looks good to you. Go with what looks good to you. This is a great, I love these clouds that you drew here, Crystal. Wait, looks for his founder's card to pull. What? I need, okay, well, give me just a second. Let me talk about this one piece and then I'll skip ahead. Unless you, is it okay if, I mean, I got a couple of these to get through that people that submitted during the week. I just have a few more, but, if you submit during the week, then I go through them like in order, basically, on stream. Hey, Jane, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. How are you doing? What's up? Welcome on in. You're looking at space references? Oh my god, I love this. I love this so much. It's like space clouds, you know, and I know what you're talking about, like the kind of Milky Way. I love the brush you used here. The texture looks great. The character looks really cute and like asleep in the kind of the comfy space cloud, you know. Oh, wait, I said I keyed? Oh, not need. It's all good. Oh, okay. Sorry. almost read that. Sorry, Drew. How you doing tonight? What's up? How are you? Get ready for Dragonflight. Get ready for Dragonflight. Jay, how you doing? How was your art stream? Welcome on in, y'all. Welcome. Welcome to Community Art Showcase. We're showcasing art for the community. If critique is requested, we go into it, and if not, then we just show it off. Welcome on in. Next Tuesday pre-patch, but you can't make dragons next Tuesday, can you? I think it's just like you get like an XP bonus. I'm gonna be leveling some alts. If you want to level alts with me, I don't have that much time to play though. Only a little bit. I love the moon. If I had a critique, I think the moon could be like brighter. How do we make the moon brighter? Because it's already like pretty light, right? Couple of ways. One, you make the background darker to contrast with it a little bit. 11:15. Okay, cool. I'm gonna make a scaly boy or girl. I haven't decided yet. You can push the background a little bit darker. We can push the moon further by making the moon a little yellowed, because that yellow will contrast with the bluish for that space background, and then we'll have a better contrast of the two. I think this piece would look really nice with like a blue overlay on top. Hope you're doing well. Our show's good. Wonderful. Mind if I drop my art pieces in? We're a little bit full for tonight, Jay. However, I would love for you to submit for next week's showcase. The theme is going to be horror art. So, because next weekend is Halloween Subathon, the community art showcase will be focused on the scariest art piece. Wait, okay, no, Fancy off day, Fancy's got this. The focus for the next week's community art showcase will be super scary, kind of Halloween themed or horror art, and the scariest art piece, the person will get like a special Discord role for having the scariest art piece for that community art showcase. So, but please do, absolutely, I would love for y'all to drop in the Discord and share your art in there. Usually the cutoff is around Saturday when we do the community art showcase. Good night, Thorin! Thank you so much for the bits, thank you!
For anyone doing landscapes.
Okay.
When coloring your landscapes, remember that as things get more distant, they will blend more with the color of the atmosphere.
Yep.
Keep that in mind when drawing distant mountains or even cities. Alright, have a good night everyone.
I like that.
Stay spooky.
Stay spooky!
Attack Kisu.
All your recent pieces are hard theme. I'll figure it out. Heck yeah, Jay, please jump in the Discord. Drop your art in to the community art showcase room. Wait until Fancy. She's gonna post an announcement that separates and says like, hey, this stuff down is the Halloween, the scary art contest stuff. So whenever that's up, go ahead and post your art in there. I'd love to see it. Yeah, like maybe I'll say like 2 entries per person. That way we can get a couple of different entries. Would be cool. You know, and also it's posted. All right, cool. The entries are open. Go ahead and post it in there, Jay. I would love that. I'm gonna be talking about it this coming Saturday, the 29th, during the subathon. It's gonna be scary art contest. Yours is spoopy. I wanted to be a part of something. Okay, give me a second. Let me finish this piece, and then I will go ahead. But do you want to submit for next weekend for the spooky subathon, the scary art contest tree? Because I absolutely can too. Rumble, Chalky Elmo, you got it. You got it. So for critique for this, let me switch to Frumble. I'm so sorry, I got a little bit distracted, Crystal Tune. Sorry, a lot going on. If I can try this. Are y'all trying to rush me? Okay. Let's go in here. Hi, Zach! I'm doing alright, how are you doing? I just want to play with something here, so... One of my critiques actually would be that I just noticed this. I didn't know where the eyes for the character were, and I realized it's a stylistic choice to make the eyes orange, but I would consider like maybe like something that is a little more clear visually, because I was actually kind of confused. I was confused by where the eyes are. I love this little hair flick here. I didn't even notice that because I didn't get a good look at the character before. I like that. Oh, they have a little plushie. Okay. I love how the paws are drawn. I love the fur. Okay, so hear me out. What if we take an overlay layer, we grab like a nice dark purple, and we just... Hang on. We do... Okay, so now we have this dark purple overlay layer. And now we take a new layer, and it's like a yellow, okay? Like a yellowy orange. And then we're gonna like lighten up the moon with this. Okay. Alright. Hear me out, hear me out. And then we have this light of the moon that we can use on the character. All right. This is obviously pretty rough, but this is just like a general kind of idea where I would... I think that's a leg. Right now I can't see. Yeah, it's a leg right there. Okay, right that, and then like that. You know, and then like the hair down here. Okay, so like, so this is like my general idea. Like if we, for critique, I'm a visual person, so it's easier for me to draw than maybe sometimes it is to talk, but we're pushing the contrast of the moon, and we're maybe creating some of that, like this really like kind of soft sort of like shading look in this area. And you can even put some of this on the clouds too, you know what I mean? You can... You see what I mean? Yeah, okay. Aw, plushie. Is it a random, a Rantus plushie they're holding? Oh, that's so cute. Use the reference. That's adorable. That's so cute. That's so cute. Raylan, how are you doing? Wait, what did Raylan say? Did I miss a message from Ray? Sorry, y'all. I missed messages. Lord, I love you. Good night. Mwah. Mwah. Yeah, atmospheric scattering. Yeah, it's dragons have boy or girl? Wait, they don't have boy or girl forms? Are you saying we don't get dragon boobs? Are you telling me that the dragons don't have boobies? Yeah, for the spooky art showcase, you can submit 2 things. Yes, 2 things. That's fine. Yeah. Wait, the dragons on Wowhead, the dragon forms look the same no matter what you choose? Are the females like a little bit more like kind of curvaceous or something? Or are they... I mean like I would like if they can, the human forms could be boy or girl. You know what would be cool is if you could choose the body type of your human form and the body type of your dragon form, and it can be 2 separate things. So like what if you're like a female human and then you want to turn into a male dragon? Like that would be cool. That would be really cool. Oh, you can choose the form separately? So, but do the dragons, are they all have one androgynous body type, or do they have like a male and a female type form? No drag... I can't even read that out loud. Anyway, so, Crystal, are you following me with this? So I'm using warm to contrast the cool, right, with this. So that would be where I would look to for this piece. I love this piece. I think it's really, really cute and really strong. And I think if the character has some of that sort of like, that warm lighting, I think it would really, from the moon, it would really amplify the comfort, how the feeling of being comfy with the plushie and relaxing. It would really feel kind of that sort of comfortability and that sort of also like a spaciness, you know what I mean? Yeah, while changing it to be body 1 and body 2, yeah, I know where to find sex, and that's cool. A lot of games are doing that. I like that. I think it's really cool that they're doing that. You know what I mean? Except they should have body type 3, which should be like androgynous. That's what I think. They could be like frogs. That's a good point, Coffee. I guess they could be like frogs. Dragon Booba. Okay, so next one by Sailor Spud. Critique requested. I really need to make the hair pop more. I really like to improve my faces and shapes. Okay. We have 2 pieces from Sailor Spud here. Wait, Drew, what did you submit? Hang on, let me peek through here. What did you do, Drew? What'd you do? Whoa, this looks freaking awesome. What is this? Visualized GIF? Oh, this looks so cool. Okay. Okay. Oh, these are for the spooky art showcase. Okay. Okay. And you know what? Oh, I like that. Okay. Okay. Then I'll hold off on talking about your piece because we're gonna talk about your spooky piece that you submitted next week for the community, for the spooky art. That's actually really cool. I love that. You showed me that before. I really like that. Okay. Is that pinned? Yeah, it's pinned. You're awesome. Fancy, you're amazing. Okay, so this piece here, these 2 pieces here by Sailor Spud. Sailor Spud says, I want to improve my faces and shapes. Okay. Okay, you can make them look very different with their hair spikes, tails, teeth, snouts, ears, most customization of any race, really. As far as I can tell, at least in the model creator, you can use to customize your dragon. It's not like how Worgen have very obvious male and female wolfy forms. Okay, interesting. Huh. I mean, that's okay. I think it's fine. I think androgynous dragon's fine. Zach, I know, I'm sorry, my brain's all over the place right now. I'm thinking dragons, and I'm thinking, art critique, and I'm thinking about my subathon next weekend, and I'm like, I need to prepare for it. Okay, so I really like the cross-hatching around here in the shadows. I really like how the forms are very angular, and it seems to fall throughout the piece. Is that sort of angular? You were talking to me? Okay, okay. I like the use of the markers. It looks like markers. Kind of looks like a markers and colored pencil combination for the coloring, which is really cool. It's gooey. Take care, Jane. Thank you so much. Thank you for submitting your art for the showcase for next weekend. I look forward to talking about it. Come by. It'll be Saturday night around like 10 p.m. or so. We'll go into the community art showcase during the subathon. Have a good night, and thank you again so much for the raid. Thank you, thank you. We gave you a shout out, right? I'm doing good at teams. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, thank you. My brain's going. I've been streaming for 7 hours. I like this one's face shape a little bit more. This one seems a little more confident, and I think it shows in the lines and stuff here. So what I would say is I would probably want to see a little bit more art and a little more I think the pen work is pretty strong. So it looks like, I would imagine it looks like this person maybe has a lot of small doodles. I would want to see more of your work to be able to kind of help you just like kind of find a direction for your work, I think. But I like the combination of the media, the pencils, and the pen that you're using. Let's see. I like to make the hair pop more. I mean, this looks like, I don't know if I can say on this because it looks like you started coloring the face but didn't finish the piece, so it's hard for me to tell how to make the hair pop more in an unfinished piece. And then this one, I think you're doing a good job with the shading and the cross hatching and hatching down here. One thing that you can work on, and you kind of have already done it, is the thickness of the lines is a little bit thicker around the eyes, where you're accentuating the heaviness of the eyelids, so it looks like they're tired. I would just kind of work on let's get the work to a more finished state, maybe, is what my critique would be. To let's get the work to a more finished state. Let's think about what lines need to be thick where and why. Let's try and do something that's a little more like less sketchy and like maybe like a more like maybe just like, you know, lines, or maybe just we want to get a whole piece that's colored like this. And I think that would be like a good direction, you know what I mean? To go in. I really like the face shape here though. I really think it's really cute, and the shading is definitely the right direction for making the hair pop out more, you know. You can get some shading where the hair overlaps on the face, sort of like in the bangs area there, to kind of separate the hair from the face. But I love it. I think the OC is super cute. It's adorable. I want to see more of your work. Sailor Spud. Okay. Dolly Gothic submitting a Thry-Creen I've been working on for a D&D campaign critique requesting. Dolly Gothic, the painter. Ooh, bug person. Love the shading. Love the brush texture that you're using. So I'm like going like this because my monitor sucks and it's like dark. Hello. Love the pose here as well. I mean, it looks like a work in progress, so I'd love to see the finished piece. The character looks a bit strung out, it's extremely sleep deprived. They need hugs. The character in this one, yeah, the character in this one does look like they need hugs. Let's give them hugs. Dragon. Oh, no, Drew. I totally am gonna make a dragon, but it's probably not gonna be my main. I'm probably gonna stick to my bear. You know how I am. I only play my bear. I'm a little particular about it. What's up, Trashy Moths? Welcome on the Community Art Showcase. Nice to meet you. I'm Sky. Hello. Welcome to the Rag Pack, man. Thank you for following. So I would love to see this finished piece, and you know what I like to see about this piece, and what I would say to push more, is that you have darker lines in certain areas, sort of like some areas like penciled in, and I would like to see those, the contrast pushed a little bit more, like the shoulder pad maybe pushed a little bit more to be differentiated from the area underneath, the lines to be, you know, used as a tool to accentuate the shapes a little bit stronger. You know what I mean? Would be that. Then Ninja Froggle. Oh, I love Ninja Froggle! Thank you for coming by! Thank you! And this is Sippy's photo that they submitted for the cryptid art piece today. And this ended up being part of the cryptid art piece, which is really cool, and I like it. And it's spooky and creepy, and that's why I picked it as a good piece. A good photo. Thank you. You guys, you should take more photos like this. Creepy photos are awesome. and I can make creepy art out of them. So that's where the community art showcase for tonight is cut off. However, we have a few submissions for things to talk about really quickly and just to show. And we'll get rid of critique request, and we're just gonna showcase this. Boom, boom, boom. This is by Lord Crimson Fox, and this is beautiful. It's a silver paw print pendant. That's beautiful. Made with my late grandmother's sterling silver spoons I inherited this year after her passing. Aw, any thoughts of it? I love this. I think that's actually so gorgeous and beautiful. It like makes me want to cry. This is a beautiful piece of art, and I hope that it's something that, you know, you cherish forever. I love this. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's so, so beautiful. It's amazing that you made it out of material that's so personal to you and meaningful, and you used it to create something so, so beautiful and something that you can hold on to forever. And I love this with runes in the back as well, and a little imprint. That's so amazing. I hardly ever take it off. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's amazing. It's so beautiful. No, you're fine, Raylan. You're fine. I'm totally cool with Wild Talks. You don't need to apologize for it. I'm just trying to like get through the art because I'm getting sleepy and I want to make sure I show everyone's art off. This one's from Alex, something I made earlier. Ooh, spooky moon. Wait, are there like hidden messages in these? Everything's an ARG to me now. No, it's just like the texture. It looks like tiny moons in the sky. And then I like how the moon is blurred in the water below. That's really cool. That's from Alex. We showed Liz's improvements there. It looks amazing. Okay. We showed Jew Bears. This one's cool. Hecklejack. This one's awesome. Yo, look at this rabbits! This is freaking awesome, dude. I love this. That is so cool. Look at the rabbits. Look at them go. Oh man. Wow. I love that. It looks like something out of Rhythm Heaven. That's so cool. And a VTuber avatar working on here. I love this. I love the VTuber avatar. Rabbits look so cool. Oh my gosh, you're a rabbit. Hecklejack is a rabbit! I love rabbits, okay, y'all? I'm really into rabbits. I really like them. They're really cute. So cool! Awesome! And then another by Hecklejack and OC. Here you go. Instant teleportation mixed martial artist. Very cool. Has a knife, so you know. Kind of fun, but also might stab you. You never know. Alright, that's everything. And then the rest of the submissions are— oh, we got some scary ones! Woo! I'm excited. Okay, I don't want to spoil myself, so I'm not gonna look at them right now. I don't want to spoil these myself. And there you go! That's our showcase!